This is Rise and Shine. Today we are going to be talking about actualization of your dreams. Joining me in this conversation is none other than Isaac Maweo. Karibu sana K24 Alpha Jiri.
Thank you. I'm
Wamukata.
great. Now I'm Kanesa. Oh.
I had to do that just to make sure that you know Kamba.
Oh, right. I know a bit of Kamba.
All right.
Yes.
Karibu sana to K24 Alpha Jiri. Very nice to have you on a Monday morning.
Yes.
You are a life coach. Please
Yes.
tell us more about yourself.
Besides Isaac Abraham,
Yes.
and that you read in the Bible,
Yes.
and Isaac Newton that you are told in science class.
Exactly.
The other great Isaac you'll meet is Isaac Maweo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my name, and I'm a personal development and corporate development coach.
All right.
A motivational speaker, and I'm a counseling psychologist. I'm also an author of a book entitled In Pursuit of Your Dream.
Yes.
This is my book.
All right.
Yeah, so briefly, that's Isaac.
All right.
Yes.
Karibu sana, that's a very
Asante.
powerful title that you have right there. Isaac Maweo, the third Isaac that you'll ever get to meet on
Yes.
planet Earth, which is absolutely amazing. And we shall be talking about your book much later on.
Yeah.
But it's very important that you're having this discussion on a
Yes.
Monday morning because,
Yes.
you know, it's a fresh new week, fresh new start. And
Very true.
we have a lot of dreams that
Yes.
most of us do not even know where to start from.
Yes.
How do you actualize your dream? How do you bring your dreams into reality?
Very simple. Number one, you must have a clear picture of your dream.
Exactly.
Because when you talk of actualizing your dream, which dream? You must have a clear picture of your dream. When you have a clear picture of your dream, the next thing is to put that dream into paper.
All right.
Because you could just still having it in the mind and nowhere else to trace it. So you must put it into paper and make a decision on how you will work on it. And that's now what we call strategic planning towards your dream. Besides that, you move to the next level where you have to get the right team. Your dream calls for people.
All right.
Your dream calls for the right team to work on it. So you must find, is it Sarah? Or is it Eunice? Is it Samuel or whoever that I'm going to work with on this?
To make this dream a reality.
Yes.
All right.
The people, the plan, the action. Because let me tell you one thing, Sarah. Many people dream for the whole of their lives.
Exactly.
But a few people live their dream life. I'll repeat. Don't dream the whole of your life. Live your dream life. Actualize it. So you have to take action. Otherwise, action beats inaction. If you don't do anything about it, it still remain a dream.
It's a dead dream.
It's a dead dream.
It's just a dream and it will never come to life.
Exactly.
All right. But you see, there's a very thin line between being real with yourself. And
Yes.
sometimes I might aim for the stars
Yeah.
and say, this is exactly what I want to be.
Yes.
I can't wake up in the morning today and say that, oh, I want to work for, let's say, CNN.
CNN.
Yeah. And I haven't started doing anything about it from the word go.
Very true.
How do you, where do I start from, like, when it comes to being real with yourself? What do you look out for?
Number one, you must, I said you must have a picture. Then you take baby steps
Exactly.
on what exactly you want to do. And for example, you moving from K24 to CNN starts with one, being the best in K24.
All right.
And because K24 is being watched all over the world, people say, we want to have Sarah in CNN because there's something special that the world has seen. So you must make your dream a world dream if you want to go to that level of being a world journalist.
Exactly.
So you must take the baby steps, keep growing, being persistent, and keep working. Because you have to wake up from your dreamland and start the journey of working towards it. Somebody like me, who has been brought up from a very humble background, to where I am today, was that just out of a dream? I had to wake up very early, sleep very late to work on this.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
So dreaming is one thing, but working on it is another thing.
And it's very important that you've mentioned that you have to be the best at your current field, you know. And
Very true.
you must have that X factor even for people to recognize you and say that they want to be
Yes.
like you or they want to work with you.
Yes.
Another question that I'd like to know is, how do you deal now with the negative energy around you? Because I'm sure even you, a couple
Very
of
true.
times you have
Very
sold a
true.
dream to someone and they're like, hey, like in here,
Yeah.
that's a bit too far-fetched.
That's too far-fetched.
Yes.
It can't work like that. That is there. There are people in this world, when you are working on your dream, who will be there to support you, but others to bring you down. They have a PhD, not in philosophy, but to pull her down, pull him down.
Because they didn't do it.
Because they do it.
Yes.
Of course, even from the background, they will look at it and it's not possible. No one has done it before.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's not going to work. So you don't have to listen to that. Sometimes you have to be crazy. The people who have actualized their dreams sometimes are looked as crazy. When you are beginning, people will not believe you. So some will be there to fight you, even if alone not to support you, to fight you. But you don't have to listen to them. You must be persistent. You must keep going. No matter what, you keep going and keep going and keep going until you get somewhere and say, wow, she's making it.
Exactly.
We never knew that she will be able to do it.
Exactly.
So don't listen to the naysayers. Let them criticize you.
Exactly.
Pick the most important part they may say. Because probably they may say, Isaac, we don't believe on this element, but you need to improve on that.
Exactly.
Take that positive element from them and work on it.
Exactly. And there's a very thin line between, you know, like people who are actually supporting you and giving you the positive criticism, and then they're just those who are there to pull you down.
Yes.
So how do you get to know that this person is actually being honest with me and about my dream, that maybe I'm becoming a little bit, I'm really far-fetching this dream? How do you get to know who is there for you and who's supporting you in your dream and who is completely not even supporting you?
Whenever you get feedback, you must sit down and digest.
Exactly.
Because somebody said, feedback is the food for a champion. Whenever you tell me, Isaac, tomorrow improve on one or two things, then I must sit down and say, indeed, Sarah was genuine, and I need to work on that. Don't take it personal. Work on it. In fact, I appreciate somebody who tells me, Isaac, you didn't do well on this.
Exactly.
This is an area. Instead of some, hey, I like what you did. Tell me something that I need to improve on.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so there's all that balance that you have to look at. What areas do I filter? Because our brains have filters, and we also have one filters. We are genuine enough to look at this and to be say, this is true.
This is true, and this is not true.
Yeah.
All right. Now, for someone like me who actually sets goals, and there's some time when I tell myself within 3 months' time I want to achieve A, B, C, D.
Yes.
And then maybe by those 3 months I haven't achieved anything.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you pick up yourself from that?
Number one, it's always good to appreciate the few steps that you have made. You stop yourself and say, I've managed to do this. Any behavior, personally now as a counselor, any behavior, for you to develop a certain behavior, for example, you want to have a goal of, for example, writing a book.
Exactly.
And you have set a goal of writing a page every day. That's a behavior that you want to develop, that every day at such a time I will sit down and commit myself to do this. If by any chance you don't do this, tomorrow you have to compensate. But I must mention one thing, distractors. You have set a goal to do an exercise, but in the morning you see some nice flowers as you are walking and you start embracing the flowers. That is a distractor.
Very true.
Yes, it's good to embrace these flowers and the nature and that kind of stuff, but this is a distractor towards your goal. So beware of the distractors for that goal. Look at how accurate are they. Don't just make imaginary goals.
Exactly.
Be accurate. Be smart. We have also talked about being smart, setting smart goals, and being and say, this is exactly what I want to do within such a time, and this amount of effort that I need to put.
Exactly.
Yes.
Is it realistic for me to have more than 10 goals at once?
No. You can have that. But research has showed me that those who set 1 to 3 goals achieve 1 to 3 goals.
Yeah.
Those who are set 1 to 10 goals achieve 1 goal. Those who set more than 1 goal don't achieve anything. So being specific and having 3 goals and say, this is what I want to do within such a time. Once I accomplish this, I can move to the next level. In fact, even when I'm doing employment or even a staff evaluation on their performance, we look at what is the target. Because if you give us a very high target, then this person will not be able to do that. Even if it's a student, he or she has been getting a C, and you want this student to get a A. No, start with a C+.
Exactly.
Move to B and the rest. So whatever goal that you have, let it be realistic.
Sometimes we have goals that involve a lot of finances,
Yes.
by the way. You know, I can be having a dream just to buy a car or a house or to invest into something.
Yes.
And maybe I'm at a position where I cannot afford that.
Yes.
Should I leave that dream and maybe postpone it to a future date, to a future time in my life?
Any matters concerning finances is easy to work on because it is numbers. If today, for example, you are employed and your basic salary is, for example, 60,000, but you want to buy a car worth 12 million, you must look at, okay, how do I get there?
Exactly.
And give yourself a timeline of 5 years and say, okay, I am going to save, I am going to invest, and ways that I can multiply my income so that at the end of the day, my income increases, I will be able to save more and multiply the same again and again through different ways to get that. But you cannot just wake up and say, I will buy a Jaguar. Tomorrow.
And you don't even have that capital.
No, you can't be realistic. You have to be realistic and say, this is how I'm going to do it. Do your calculation so well and say, I am going to do it face by face. Yes.
All right. Okay. So let's talk about In Pursuit of Your Dreams. This is a book that you have written, and I actually just want you to take us through it. What is it all about? I know it's about self-actualization. You know, just actualizing your dreams.
Yes.
But maybe you can just delve much deeper into it and tell us more about In Pursuit of Your Dreams.
In Pursuit of Your Dream is my journey and the journey of other people who have managed to actualize their dreams. Dreaming is the art of living. The moment you stop dreaming, you start to die. So the whole book is all about, it's a manual, to be specific, to help people actualize their dream. Chapter 1, I'm talking about, I have a dream. What is your dream? And I'm borrowing these words from Martin Luther King.
Exactly, yes.
When he was talking about I have a dream, Obama that time was only 2 years old. But he had a vision, a very big dream that fellow blacks could not imagine what this guy is talking about. But somehow, Obama picked the spirit and fulfilled it several years down the line. And I remember when Obama won the seat, I remember the daughter of Martin Luther King being interviewed by CNN saying, that's Barney, saying, I wish my dad was alive to see my dream come true.
And I'm sure, like, back at that time, people used to think, like, are you even crazy? Are you crazy? Like, you have a dream a black man will one day come to rule, you know,
so
the most powerful country.
I'm talking about, I have a dream.
Exactly.
What's your dream? How big is it? As an individual, I have a dream of writing 160 books. This is just the first book. I'm working on 3 more.
Wow.
So you must have a dream, and a big dream. My statement has always been, dreams that scare you and pursue them. Not just a small dream. Dreams that scare you. Number 2, I'm talking about you being the leader of your dream. Because you must take the initiative. You can dream of being this and that. But until you take the initiative, we are talking about today, actualization of your dream, you must take the leadership. I'm talking about the character of a dreamer. That ability to be persistent. That ability of being relentless. That character of not giving up. That is key. Look at people like our very own Denard Kimandi. Look at people like Mother Teresa. Look at people like Wangari Maathai. Look at people like Nelson Mandela. All these are people who are able to work on their dreams because they had the character. They were able to dare enough. One of my favorite quotes is that if you are daring enough to dream, you will triumph over every dream.
Exactly. Wow. Well, and you know, you've actually just mentioned something very, very important, that if your dreams don't scare you, then you're not daring enough in this life.
Try to do something that people say, what is this guy talking about? Is it realistic? He knows what is it. And sometimes you don't seek permission to do great things. You do it. I can tell you for a fact, let's look at something like M-Pesa. The guy who brought M-Pesa and started talking about M-Pesa, people could not understand this thing. But today we are talking of trillions of shillings out of that dream being worked on. So the character of a daring dreamer. I'm talking about your dream and your purpose. My great mentor, the late Dr. Miles Munro, says that the richest place is not in Congo where we have gold mine. It's not in South Africa where we have diamond, or the Middle East, which is full of fire. The richest place is in the grave, because there lies great men who went with all their dreams, their ideas, their potential to the grave. So I'm looking at your dream and your purpose. There is something special, Sarah, in you, and only you can give to the world.
Exactly.
So whatever dream that you have, work on it. That's your purpose. That's something that you have to accomplish. For example, the 160 books that I'm working on, now 159 because one is already here, is a book that I would wish 7.5 billion people in the world get a moment to look at.
Exactly, yeah.
So this is my purpose, and I have to accomplish it. Another chapter is on the element of making your dream a world dream. We are in a global world. Today, you can sell your book, you can sell your product, you can broadcast and tell the world something good about K24 to the whole world. Somebody said the other day, I'm a celebrity in Facebook. And I am said to use that platform to make the whole world know about Isaac and what Isaac is doing. So, make your dream a world dream. I like the story of somebody like Jack Ma.
Yes.
Saying that today, the e-commerce guru, saying today one of the greatest inventions to the world today is internet. Because with internet, you can sell, you can buy, you can build your brand, you can do anything.
It's made the world such a global village.
Exactly.
Actually, I can research on anything right now.
Exactly.
Yes.
In that chapter, I've also talked about people have changed the world. People have invested and done things that the world looks up to. So it's not a question of, are you able to focus in the global market? Yes, in your local level, do local stuff, but with a global perspective.
Exactly. Wow.
And grow. Of
Have
course,
a
I've
bigger
also
vision.
yes.
Exactly. All right. You know, most of the time we are told that do not share your dreams. Just work in silence. Would you advocate for that? Like, don't share your dreams, just work in silence.
I think that's somebody's philosophy.
Exactly.
That I don't buy. I believe that when you tell the world what you intend to do, the world demands of you to do it.
And it will answer back.
And it will answer back.
Yes.
To me, telling people what you intend to do is good. But if you let them stop you, that's where the problem comes in. So the world, by the way, the world does not honor intentions. The world honors results. So when you tell people what you want to do, that's good. But let's see the results. So tell them, but work on them. Yes.
So I want us to talk about chapter 7 of your book, which is You Meet People, You Need People.
Wow.
Kindly just expand on that. It sounds very interesting.
Yes. You meet people, you need people. In pursuit of dream, you meet people. Some of them will support you,
Yes.
and others will not support you. That's one element of meeting people. The people that you meet, some of them are destiny connectors. And that's a very, very inspiring subtopic in that element, in that chapter. Some of the people, like when I met Dr. Miles Monroe one-on-one, and he shook my hand, and he told me, young man, you got potential. You can do better than Miles Monroe and Les Brown. I said, are you sure, sir? He said, yes, believe the words of the prophets, and you shall be established. That sparked something new in my life. I went back to class. After having been in engineering for 14 years, I left and went back to class and started from zero to study my new field, my new line, counseling psychology. So you meet people. Some of them will just connect with you. Exactly. It is doable. Today, you may aspire, and you are aspiring to be in CNN. Probably someone will say, we like our presentation in K24. Give her an opportunity. Let's interview our story. And that person happens to be a destiny connector to you.
Exactly.
So you meet people. At the same time, when you meet people, some of them will bring you down.
Exactly.
I'm a Christian, a strong believer. There's a story of a guy called Nehemiah. And at some point, Nehemiah meets a guy called Tobias. And Tobias is somebody who wants to bring Nehemiah down. And he says, even the wall that Nehemiah has built, our folks can roll over it and goes down. But actually, documentaries tell us that actually that wall was 7 feet wide.
Wow.
So you will meet people who wish to bring you down. So you meet people.
Yeah.
The other part about that chapter is you need people. For you to succeed, Sarah, and all our viewers,
need people, yes.
you will need people. And how you work with them will be a great thing. If in your journey you step on people's toes, you may have a child.
On your way
On
up,
your way up there,
step on people, because
whether you are a business person, you need people.
Yeah.
Whether you are a pastor, you need people
Exactly.
to come and worship in your church. Whether you are a teacher, you need people. Whether you are a doctor, you need people. If they don't come to your hospital, will you have some job?
No, definitely no. Yeah.
So in pursuit of your dream, you meet people, you need people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know, like, there's someone who says that every person who comes to your life has a purpose in your life.
Yes.
And this purpose is towards your future and towards your dream as well. They play a role. So you should not just ignore anyone or disrespect people on your way up. And then maybe lastly, let's talk about enemies of your dream, which is the last chapter of your book.
Yes. Powerful. This is also one of the favorite chapters that I like. Sometimes I go my book and read and realize, okay, I'm getting comfortable. A comfort zone is one of the great enemies of your dream. Sarah, you are doing a good job. But please, if you stay in the same seat doing the same show for the next 2 years, 3 years, this is one of the greatest enemies of your dream. That will be one of the worst things that you will have done. So a comfort zone is one of the greatest enemies. Just being okay and finding nice, no. You must keep on what's the next thing. What is the next big thing? Because now, people are talking about my book and say, this is a very nice book. You've done a good job. Yes, thank you. That was for yesterday.
On to the next.
Now, I'm now thinking on the next book, which is a very powerful book. So I've already forgotten that. So your comfort zone, number 2, your yesterday's success. What I did yesterday was good, but I have to focus on the next thing. If you are doing sales and you made a good sale yesterday, that was for yesterday. You must wake up very early in the morning and make another sale for today. Whether you are in insurance or you are selling cars or whatever. What you did yesterday was for yesterday. We need the results for today. So yesterday's success is another enemy. Number 3, procrastination. I will do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. Oh! Even when today is the 19th of March.
Exactly.
I am very sure when we were studying this year, people were saying, wow, 2018, I will do this. This will be a great year.
Exactly.
3 months down the line, what have you done?
You've done nothing about it.
You've done nothing about it.
Very
Procrastination. Indecision is one of the greatest enemies.
All right.
So,
okay.
These are just a number of few things that I can share.
Wow, Isaac, that was very powerful. And where can people find this book, by the way?
A number of bookshops have my copy. I have several copies of my book. Savanis have my copies at Langos Road. Moi Avenue, there's a bookshop called Chania. They have my copies.
All right.
Jabaz have my copies. So my books are everywhere.
Okay.
Yes.
Sawa. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for kickstarting Monday with us. That was such a powerful message that you've just sent out there.
Yes.
Definitely, we are going to put this into action, actualizing your dreams. And we hope that you did learn a 2 or so.